Alright, what's going on, fellow Danganronpa gamers? It's your boy HopeMaster69 here. Okay, so I hope you're having a good Danganronpa week. Originally, I was wanting to make kind of like a my 5 favorite characters from each game kind of thing. But making, like lists in that style just really isn't my thing. And I also figured, you know what, it would be fun to see who I don't like as well. So I should mention, this is not a, totally comprehensive tier list. This is basically going to be the characters from, the main 3 Danganronpa games and the Danganronpa 3 anime. Anybody who's from, a light novel or Ultra Despair Girls is not included. So basically, everybody past Ishimaru here, or past Monami, actually. Everybody down here is not included because I don't know anything about these people. The fact that there's just an insect on here has me really confused. I don't know who this bug is supposed to be. So yeah, sorry to everybody who wanted to know my hot opinions on, the Ultra Despair Girls characters. Or the characters from whatever this light novel. I assume these guys are from the light novel. Whoever these guys are supposed to be, I don't know. So yeah, that's that, main series and the Danganronpa 3 anime only. See, I might not necessarily go from, Akane to Angie to Asahina. I might not go left to right, I might just kind of pick characters out as I see them. So, let's see, I think we're gonna pop somebody into D tier. Who's somebody I do not like? Ah, I see, I have found somebody. This awful, wretched cunt of a human being. Ruruka Ando, for anybody who saw my Danganronpa 3 anime review, you know that I grilled into this bitch. I can't stand this fucking cunt, dude. She's just, so petty and cunty. I see this chick, and the first thought that pops into my head is, what a cunt. Since she's so manipulative and ungrateful, and it's she's the kind of character to where she's, more or less objectively an evil person, but it's not fun. Junko is a fun, evil person. Oma is a fun, evil little motherfucker. They have, a stage presence, and you see them on screen, and even if you hate them, you're still oh shit, what are they about to do, And then she, kills her own boyfriend, or whatever their weird relationship was, and treats her other friend, what the fuck, where is she at? Her, what is her name? Seiko. Yeah, just treat Seiko like utter dog shit, so I think she deserves her spot at D. She's not, a funny character. She's not fun. She never did anything that made me smile or amused me. She just showed up, made me annoyed, and then died. Alright, Akane. I guess that's about right. I'm wondering if I have too many spots, too many tiers, but no, I think this is fine. But yeah, Akane. I had, a big attraction to Akane before I ever even played Danganronpa 2. Her and Ibuki both, really, really stuck out to me just visually. Ibuki because I'm kinda into the Hot Topic, punk aesthetic, I guess. And then Akane because she's a brown-skinned girl with big titties, and that's always good. Yeah, Akane, she's not the deepest character in the world, but I do like her rough and tumble, she's always ready to have a fight. She's honest, she's kind, she's fucking good looking. If this was a visual, just how hot I think they are, list, we would put Akane at the top, and Ruruka would bump up to about a B. But that's not what this is, so we're going down again. But yeah, I like Akane. I'm glad she survived the Danganronpa 2 killing game. Maybe I should do, a character from 1, then 2, then the 3 anime, then V3. That might be kinda neat. Yeah, you know what? I see Toko here. Where do I want to put Toko? I think B tier is pretty good. I don't hate her. I think out of, pretty much any of the survivors of the killing game, she's one of the characters I have, and I ended up with the least amount of attachment to. For me at least, it was kind of just natural that survivors end up being slightly higher placed than people that didn't survive. That's just a trend I think that I'm gonna end up kinda holding. It's just a trend I think that at the end of this we're gonna see it's gonna kinda play out. I think her relationship with Byakuya is kinda funny. The thing is, if the genders were reversed, right? Let's just think about this for a second. If, Byakuya was just this smelly, weird dude that was always obsessed with Toko, everybody would be like, this is fucking weird. But since she's a girl, it's cute, you know? I don't know, I'm not trying to get into a big social commentary kind of thing, but she's okay. She has the added benefit. I might as well just put Jack, like, right next to her, because I like them about the same. She has the added benefit of having Jack as, like, a second side to her personality. So the two working in tandem, I think, works a lot better than if it was just Toko. But yeah, Toko, she's okay. Her and Jack don't really have a lot to say about her. She's fine. Let's grab somebody from 2. Hiyoko. Yeah, it's about fine. Hiyoko, I would say she's one of my least favorite out of the Danganronpa 2 girls. It's one of those things where I think she's a pretty funny character. I really like her. Just the way she fucking grills into Mikan. I always thought it was kind of funny how she has just this particular dislike of Mikan. Also, Hiyoko is fucking hot when she, when she goes through that growth spurt. But Hiyoko, she's okay. Like, I felt bad when she ended up dead. But other than that, she's there. Oh boy, let's grab somebody from Danganronpa 3. Yeah, let's get, Great Gozu. I almost called him Great Gonta. Great Gozu. Fuck. Yeah, I'll put him in A. I'd say out of the new, like, the Danganronpa 3, the new characters introduced in that show, Great Gozu is probably my favorite. He was a pretty refreshing kind of change of pace from all just the miserable people in that anime. Like, just going through some of these guys, this guy's miserable. This bitch is insane. This guy is suicidally depressed. This guy's crazy. He's like, okay, I kind of like him. But Great Gozu was one of the only people that I was like, when he was on screen, I had a feeling of satisfaction. I liked his positive kind of outlook on things. I liked his whole wrestling motif. And I just think he has a pretty cool design. Yeah, A tier I think is fine for him. Like, maybe I could put him in B. But if you ask me, like who's better, Toko or the Great Gozu, I'm gonna be like, yeah, Great Gozu. So I'll put him in A. Let's grab a V3 guy. This fine gentleman. I'll put Kyo in C. Kyo's a weird case. Like, Kyo's just a weird guy in general. You know, he has that whole, like, maybe it was kind of sort of incest relationship with his sister going on. And he was also apparently, like, a mass murderer. And that's not good. I think out of, like, every killer in Danganronpa V3, he was the only one that I was angry with. Like, just going through a couple of them, Kaede, like, did what she did for a good intention. It's just she fucked up, basically. Kurumi was I can't get over how she was the undercover fucking, the prime minister. So she did that for, like, an objectively good cause. And Gonta was basically, he was more or less tricked into, well, he wasn't tricked, like, he did it of his own volition, but he did it to save everybody else from despair. Kaito did his whole scheme with Oma, and he pretty much killed him because Oma, like, told him to. So out of all of them, Kyo is the only one that I sit there and I think you did what you did for a morally bad reason. And not only that, he got 2 of them. And he's also just kind of a weird dude. I like the more weird side of him that was, like, really into, anthropology. He was okay, I just can't stop thinking about, like, what he did and the reason why he did it. So that's why I've got him in C. Now, while we're at it, let's get rid of some of these Mono kids. Where's Monodam? Yeah, Monodam! Hope tier! No, he's like, okay, I like Monodam. Out of all the Mono kids, he's definitely the one I like the most. I was expecting him to, like, murder all of his siblings, but of course V3 is very, very good at playing with your expectations for things. Monofine, I'll put her, she's okay. Most of these guys are okay, I only really like Monodam. This guy, we'll put him in D. We're missing one. This one. Yeah, I like how I've got Monodam all the way up here and his siblings are like, yeah, fuck you. Yeah, they were okay. Some of their quips I thought were kind of funny. I liked how they kind of played off of each other in their announcements, but they were okay. I could do I want to bump these fuckers up? Like, I want this to be the tier for people that, like, I just find absolutely vile. So yeah, I'm gonna move them up a little bit. Because I don't hate them, they're slightly annoying. Mondo. I really just don't even have that much to say about Mondo. I find that's a problem I have with a lot of the Danganronpa 1 cast. Like, he was fine. I think most of my kind of ire towards him comes from the fact that he killed Chihiro. I don't know, he's fine, he exists. I don't have, like, a deeply seated hatred of him. He's just kind of like, I don't like him. He's fine, I guess. Somebody from 2. Sonya? I like Sonya. Sonya's good. I wasn't expecting Sonya to be one of the people that survives. I was expecting her to, like, get killed. I don't know, she looks like kill bait to me for whatever reason. But I like her personality. I like kind of how she's this rich person from the outside looking in. I think her manner of speaking is really funny, like when she starts cursing. And I like her relationships with Gundam, especially in like the Despair arc anime. And Soda's like more or less one-sided crush on her. But she's kind-hearted, she cares about her friends, she has a little bit of a hard time, I guess, understanding, like, social norms for people that aren't princesses. And I just think the whole, like, she's a princess thing is kind of fun. So Sonya, pretty good, I like her. Somebody from 3. I don't remember anything about this guy. I think this guy was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. He existed. Let's see, that's not even fair. I'll do another one. Who's another, like, they existed kind of character? Oh yeah, this is, I'm pretty sure this is Fukiko Sister. Yeah, I'll put it, she's okay, she existed. And somebody from V3. Let's see, I spot with my little eye a Kaede. Yeah, I think that's good. I like Kaede. I thought the whole bait and switch with her, like, first being the protagonist and then switches to Shuichi, I thought that was really clever. And I think the fact that she started off kind of as the leader and, like, the beacon of hope for everybody, and then she ended up dead. It kind of reminds me of how, Fat Byakuya was, like, he was the guy everybody was rallying behind, and, like, he was taking control in Danganronpa 2, and then he died. And obviously you don't spend, like, you spend most of the game without Kaede, but she leaves such a lasting impression. She's nice, but she has a tough will. Like, she was willing to, make an attempt at killing whoever she thought the mastermind was, just to try and save all of her friends. So I like that a lot. I like how pretty much all of the killings, except for fuckfaces, in V3, there's something selfless behind them. Most of it is not just murder for the sake of let's get out, or let me get out. You know, there's a greater good behind it. So Kaede was pretty good, I liked her. Celeste. Where do I want to put this bitch? I don't know. Maybe there? So I went to the wiki page for a second to kind of refresh my memory on Celeste, and it turns out this fucking cat, that's her cat. It's been a minute, so you know what, I like cats, I'm gonna put the cat, that Hope tier, no, fuck, I don't know, it's a cat. Yeah, I don't know, fuck it. It's a cat. Celeste, I think Celeste appeals to a particular sort of, like, type that I'm just not very into her. She's fine, like, I like her design a lot. And Ultimate Gambler is, like, the coolest ultimate talent ever. Maybe I should bump this bitch down. I'm really struggling to come up with words to, like, describe how I feel about her. But yeah, Celeste, she's okay. Her cat's cool. You know, Jigali, who's next? Mahiru. Yeah, oh, fuck. Yeah, I think I like her about as much as Hiyoko. I don't know, I don't have a lot to say about Mahiru. I don't really like her bossy attitude and the way she kinda, like, picks on men in particular. Like, Tenko does something kind of similar, but I think what she does is more funny because it's so outlandish. There's a sort of realistic bitchiness about Mahiru that I really don't like. Like, the thing about me is, I can tolerate and even kind of enjoy bitchiness that's, like, taken to an extreme level to where it's funny. But I really don't like petty, like, pussy angst, you know? That's kind of my problem with Mahiru. Like, I felt bad when she ended up dead, but it was more kind of like the shock of, oh man, somebody else is gone. rather than, like, missing Mahiru. So I think C tier is about where she belongs. Izayoi. I'll put him down... Do I want to put him in D? I have, like, even less to say about him than I did for the fucking Mono Kids. This guy has no personality. Like, it's really amazing how little of a human being he is. I think the only character trait of his that I can positively identify is he like Ruruka. And in a way, to me, that's even worse than being, like, a little bit cunty than Mahiru. Since I was just talking about her... yeah, I think that's about good. I think Tenko's okay. Like I said a second ago, I think her degenerate males, I think that's just kind of funny. Despite her, like, blatant sexism, you can tell she's actually a very nice person. Just more so to girls than she is to men. I think her relationship with Himiko is really cute. And her willingness to just, like, unleash a can of whoop-ass I thought was pretty funny. But she's okay. I don't have super strong opinions towards her either way. But I liked her. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bump her down. Because, like, if you ask me, like, do you like Celeste more than Hiyoko or Mahiru? I would be like, not particularly. So I'm gonna put her down a bit. I don't hate her. She's fine. I'm gonna leave the cat in B because that's just funny. Who next? Sakura. Yeah, Sakura's good. She's definitely an interesting female character, just kind of from a design standpoint. You pretty rarely see, like, girl characters that are so tall and buff like that. But underneath that big, tough, like, scary ogre appearance is somebody who's very, very sweet. But Sakura, she's pretty good. Who next? Pecha Yama? Yeah, I'll put her up here. I like Pecha Yama, I just feel like she's more of an accessory to Fuyuhiko's development than anything. But the Despair arc anime definitely does help to kind of flesh her out a bit. But Pecha Yama's cool, I like her relationship with Fuyuhiko. I don't know who this is. Who are you? Oh, this is the chick that kills, Fuyuhiko's sister. Yeah, she exists. Okay, who next? Man, this C tier is getting full. I think that's part of it's just because of the Mono Kids, and there's also, like, this idiot who exists, and these guys who exist, but whatever. You know what? I'm feeling a little hot. Let's put somebody in A tier. Boom! That's not A tier, that's S tier. Tanaka Gundam! Man, Gundam's great. Gundam's one of those characters that I liked, like, throughout my playthrough of Danganronpa 2, but I think just, like, afterwards, he really, really started to grow on me. I just think Gundam's great, dude. I like his design, I like the fact that he's the ultimate breeder. You know, I can relate to his love of animals, and he's such a chuny fucker, and I just think that's great. He's such an over-the-top funny dude, but he's also a pretty smart guy. Like, he was smart enough to plan that really elaborate murder on Nekomaru. And he probably never ever would have done it if he wasn't put into the situation where everybody was starving. You know, that one was a little bit bullshit on Monokuma's part, because that was like, either you kill somebody or you will all starve to death. And Gundam did, I guess, what he had to do. And it wasn't even like a sneak attack kind of thing on Nekomaru. You know, they had an honorable duel, and whoever won was the winner. And man, when he gets executed, his execution is really sad, bro, with the hamsters, and you see him going to heaven and everything. Shit, man. So Gundam's great, absolutely one of my favorite Danganronpa 2 characters. One of my favorite characters from the series in general. Like, I love Gundam. Gundam's awesome. Okay, who's next? This chick. I feel bad putting so many people in C tier, but that's just how I feel. I think she's one of the characters in Danganronpa 3 that I felt the most bad for. Like, she's still a lunatic, but Seiko, I'm pretty sure most of her issues come from the way she was treated by this fucking bitch. I thought she was pretty interesting. What was she, the ultimate chemist? She was the ultimate pharmacist. So I thought her talent was kind of cool. I like how she's, like, the biologist character, so to speak. It's just a shame she ended up kind of how she ended up. Yeah, Ibuki's great. So I love Ibuki dearly. I love, love, love her design. I mentioned this a second ago, but I'm really into, like, the Hot Topic, like, punk goth kind of aesthetic she's got going on. Yo, like, if you look like Ibuki IRL, hit me up, dude. But she's just such a nice, energetic, passionate person. Ibuki would be such a good, like, bro, you know? And she's cool. She's not the type to get offended by things that people say. But I love Ibuki. I was like really, really upset when she ended up dead. So Ibuki's great. She's always got a place in my heart. One of my favorite female Danganronpa characters. Ibuki's awesome. Monomi and Monomi, yeah, they're the same. I like Monomi. I think Monomi is a really funny kind of foil to Monokuma. I think that she worked a lot better, just like from a comedic standpoint, than most of the Mono kids. Plus she has just like a greater story significance because of her relationship with Chiaki. But yeah, Monomi's funny. I think she's a good counter to Monokuma. Let's go with Angie. Let me just drop her for a second. So my relationship with Angie fluctuated quite a bit throughout the course of playing V3. When I first started, throughout, I guess, the first chapter or so, I liked Angie a lot. I thought she was really, really pretty. I liked her design. I liked the fact that she was, like, an artist. And she was religious, which isn't, like, something I think any other Danganronpa character has, like, really been. So that was cool, but then she started to get on my nerves. Because, like, she wouldn't stop at the whole Atua shit, and then she started her whole fucking cult. And right around when the fucking student council formed, I was like, okay, I am not doing any more of her free time events. Because, like, before then, I was working my way through her stuff. I think I got, like, 2 of them done. But after that, I was like, nah, I'm good. I think I'm tapping out. So Angie, definitely one of the V3 characters I ended up disliking towards the end of it. So I think she's good where she's at in C. Asahina. I think Asahina is pretty good. I like her. Out of the surviving, this is going to upset some people, but out of the surviving women from Danganronpa 1, I would say she is my favorite. I like her more positive outlook on things. She's one of the happier Danganronpa 1 characters, or one of the ones that, like, doesn't give in to the whole, yeah, it's a killing game, like, let's kill each other kind of atmosphere. She's a little bit airheaded. She's not dumb by any means, but she's not exactly one of the investigative forces in the group. I also like her fascination with donuts. Donuts are good. So yeah, I like Asahina. Let's go with Fat Boy. There you go, Fat Boy. He's another one of those characters that's so just there for me. I kind of wish he was somebody else, I guess. It's like, out of all the options you had of people to hang out with in Danganronpa 1, like, was anybody really, really sitting there going, alright, my first priority, I'm gonna fucking be friends with this big fat fuck? Probably not. But he's okay. I felt almost nothing when he died. Ifumi Yamada, he's there. See, now we're starting to get into a lot of people that I actually do like a lot. Yeah, we're starting to run a little bit low on their okays. You know what? Fat Togami. I like Fat Togami. Like, I think to have a full understanding of the Ultimate Imposter, you really need to see the Despair arc. Because that really does elaborate a lot on kind of who he is as a person. I thought him disguising himself as Togami and being, like, a part of the Danganronpa 2 killing game was a really, really good way of throwing off people who would play the first game. I don't know why you would play the second one without the first one, but whatever. But he's a cool guy. I like the idea of him being this guy that has no name and no, like, real identity, so he has to kind of take up the lives of other people. Like, he has his relationship with Mitarai, to where Mitarai wants to hide in the shadows, and Imposter wants an identity, so they kind of switch places. But Imposter's cool. I think he's a neat character. 6:50 in the morning, making a Danganronpa tier list. Let's play the old roulette. Who's this landed on? Yeah, you know what? Okay, this is on Munakata. Munakata's a fucking weirdo. So many of these Danganronpa 3 guys are just not good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Munakata. He's got all the exciting personality of an expired potato chip. I think this burning hatred for despair is kind of interesting. He looks like Yu Narukami, so that's something. I don't know why he's a master of the blade. One of the more neat kind of themes that, like, the Danganronpa 3 anime explored was this idea of, you know, how far is too far when it comes to annihilating an evil. There's a garbage truck. Goodbye, garbage truck. Take Munakata with you. So he's okay. He's slightly more interesting as a person than, like, Izayoi or fucking Seiko or whatever, but I still just don't like the dude. He's an okay antagonistic force, but like, I'm kinda tempted to bump him up. But if you ask me, do you like Munakata as much as Imposter or Pecha Yama or Tenko or oh god, I'm having a brain fart, what's her name? Or Toko, I would be like, no, what are you, stupid? So yeah, back to see you go, shithead. You know what, let me talk about Mukuru for a little bit. So Mukuru, I have a somewhat storied history with. I think that the Danganronpa 3 anime has made me like her a little bit less. Like, back in the day, I liked Mukuru quite a bit, just because I thought her design and her talent was really cool. And I thought her role as Junko's sister and the one who, like, swapped places with her to fake her own death was, like, pretty interesting. But these days, I don't know, dude. I still like her. She also has the weird, like, incesty kind of relationship going on with Junko. Like, in the Danganronpa 3 anime, you see whenever Junko is like, Mukuro, you smell bad, Mukuro has a little bit of a cum, you know? But I like Mukuro. Depending on kind of the position of the stars, I could see me maybe putting her in C. But I have a decent bit of attachment to her. So I think she's good at B. Man, it feels like I've done a lot of damage to this list, but there's still a lot of people left. This is gonna be a long video. Let's get this, who do I want to get? Somebody in the top row, perhaps. You know, we haven't gotten a protagonist yet. Let me grab Hajime. I like Hajime. I think he is a cool dude. I don't know if this is a controversial statement or not, but I think he might be my least favorite protagonist, but I still like him, obviously. I put him in A tier. Where's Kamukura? There he is. Yeah, I'll just put Kamukura right next to Hajime. Yeah, Hajime's good. I like the fact that he's the only one in the group that doesn't know what their ultimate talent is. And his relationship with, like, Komaeda and Chiaki, I think, is really interesting. He has a cool relationship with a lot of the Danganronpa 2 cast. You know, he's bros with Soda. And his story in the Despair arc is, like, really sad, because he so desperately just wants to be talented that he's willing to basically erase himself as a person. And the thing he had going on with the real Chiaki was really sad, because Chiaki just wanted to be friends and play video games with him. And he thought that he was never good enough. So he provides a really kind of like a sad commentary, I guess, on the nature of talent and your worth as a person. It's like, everybody has something to offer. You don't have to be the best of the best at a particular thing. So yeah, Hajime is really good. Like, even if he wasn't the protagonist, I would still like him as a character a lot. So I think he definitely deserves to be up in A tier. Let's talk about Rantaro. I'm not sure how to think about Rantaro. Like, I haven't really looked into any of his free time events. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now. Where did I put him? Oh, here he is in the fucking center. So yeah, Rantaro, I think he's pretty cool. I feel like he's a character that's, how do I put this? He's made more to be a mystery element than his own person. Like, he definitely does have a clear personality, but there's just a lot more focus given on his role in the killing game, and kind of the mystery surrounding his talent and all. But if I had to rate Rantaro, I would put him in a B tier. Yeah, he's good. He never annoyed me in the way that, like, some of these guys down here did, but I don't have super strong feelings towards him either way. I like him, but he's fine. He's an interesting guy for sure. There was never a point where I was, like, bored of his existence. Rantaro, pretty cool. Am I even allowed to have Komaru here? Like, I saw what she did in not the Despair arc, the Future arc. You know what? I'm not gonna rate Komaru. I really don't know much of anything about her. I didn't play her game. So I'm gonna exclude her from the list. I really don't know anything about her. Yukizome-sensei? What do I feel about Yukizome? I liked her, but I started to like her less and less as the thing went on and she succumbed to despair. Fuck, this is hard. I think I'll put her in B. I like her. I like the interactions she has with her students, you know, the Danganronpa 2 guys. She has big titties. And I like her sweet, motherly kind of nature. I think she's definitely a more fun character than, like, Munakata or some of these other, like, Danganronpa 3 guys. So I think B is a good spot for her. Mikan. How do I feel about Mikan? I'm teetering between C and B here. I'll put Mikan up in B. Like, personality-wise, I think I like her about the same as, like, Mahiru and Hyoko. I just think she's a little bit more interesting of a character. Since she has such, like, really bad psychological issues and stuff. And Hyoko treats her like dog shit. But she has the two-faced, like, bipolar thing going on to where, on one hand, she's so meek and frail and fragile and, like, has such a low self-esteem. But she also likes the power that being a nurse, like, allows her. Since other people's lives most definitely are 100% within her own hands. And she obviously uses that to kill Hyoko and Ibuki in the 3rd chapter. And her being the first one to succumb to Junko's despair, like, makes sense because of her personality, how dependent she is. So yeah, Mikan, I don't have, like, a particularly strong like of her, but I don't really hate her. I think she's a very interesting kind of person, so I'm still mad at her for what she did to Ibuki, but I don't know, Mikan's interesting. I'll give her that. I'd say it's time to introduce somebody to the Hope Hall of Fame. And it is my man, Byakuya Togami. Byakuya is great. I've always had a thing for, like, these asshole kind of sort of rival characters that throughout the course of their story learn to be less of an asshole but still maintain that sense of pride. Like, Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a perfect example of that. He's one of my favorite characters just ever. And Byakuya is basically Kaiba without the blue eyes white dragons. But I love his sense of pride. I love his willingness to win and to survive no matter what. His philosophy that life is a game and that you gotta be prepared to win. There is either already a video about Byakuya on the channel, or there will be one. I have no idea what order I'm gonna upload these things in. So if you want to see more of my thoughts on him, you can check that out. God, what a beautiful specimen. Alright, we're getting there, bit by bit. Okay, let's go. Alright, let's talk about Kibo. Kibo is one of my favorite Danganronpa V3 boys. The final chapter of V3 is absolutely what bumps him up to S tier. If not for that, he would most likely be an A, and possibly even B. Like, they got an upgrade. I think Kibo kind of strikes a good balance between, like, actually getting really philosophical, like some kind of Ghost in the Shell, like, oh, what is the meaning of being human kind of thing? And the whole thing just being treated like a joke. He's kind of in this nice middle, to where there is a comedy to him being a robot, but it's not like he's not entirely jokes. I like his relationship with Miyu a lot. I think that, like, the scene where Miyu kidnaps him, basically, and starts, like, examining his body is really funny. And dog, when, like, in the final chapter, when his thing changes to Ultimate Hope Robot, I was like, dog, it's the hypest shit. Like, Kibo is the hypest motherfucker in the ending of V3. And his nature as a robot, I think, just allows for a lot of interesting kind of scenarios to happen. Like him being able to examine the little monocubs that have the cameras and print out photographs of stuff. If Kibo wasn't Kibo, the guys probably wouldn't have solved the mystery. But Kibo's awesome. What he does in the ending is so cool. Like how he upgrades himself and he starts fighting all the Exosols. And he has fun relationships with a lot of people, and he also has the whole thing going on about, like his own self-worth. And having to deal with the fact that, like, his own emotions are just zeros and ones, and, like, what it means to have a heart and all. You know, robot stuff. But it's all handled in a really fun, different kind of way. And Kibo's just awesome, dude. Like, I could talk about Kibo for a good while. Kibo's great. Definitely S tier, one of my favorite Danganronpa V3 guys. Yeah, you know what, let's do... Where's normal Ishimaru? Here he is. I like Ishimaru. I think he is a cool guy. We actually did a interview with Sean Chiplock, who's the voice of Ishimaru, and we got him to say shit. So go check out that interview if you haven't seen it. I just think he's a really fun guy. He's a stickler for the rules and all, but he's not a stick in the mud, you know? There's some characters like that, they're just real killjoys. But Ishimaru's not really like that. He's like, you know, fucking, like, let's follow the rules, but also let's have a good time. You know, he's willing to crack some not funny jokes. And I like his development after Manda dies, to where he like, inherits a part of his spirit and turns into, like, a totally different dude. So Ishimaru is cool. He's one of my favorite Danganronpa 1 guys. He's not, like, one of my favorite characters, but he's one that I did like, and I did feel genuinely pretty bad when he ended up dead. Let's knock a shit out of the way. This guy is actually cool. This is one of the only Danganronpa 3 guys that I actually like. Him and Great Gozu. I don't remember his name. Kizakura. But yeah, I like Kizakura. He's one of the only Danganronpa 3, like the Hope arc, the Future arc guys that didn't go totally mental. So I think that's part of why I like him. You know, he's a chill guy, pretty swag. He gave his life to save Kirigiri. So I think he's a pretty cool dude. God, there's a lot of guys on this list that I really like now. Kurumi. Kurumi-san. I say Kurumi is pretty comfortably in B. Kurumi's good. Her whole, like, the reason why she killed was, like, really, really sad. Like, she had to get out of there, man. She had to save the populace of Japan, since she was the secret prime minister. Oh, fuck. But I liked her motherly nature. I'm with Oma. I'm like, Kurumi, can you be my mom? So Kurumi's good. Okay, who's next? Let's talk about the boy himself, Monokuma. Monokuma's pretty good. Monokuma's just, like, obviously a constant force throughout the whole series. He's the mascot and all. And he manages to always be a pretty entertaining guy. The series really just wouldn't be the same without his influence. Monokuma really works as a more or less neutral party. Like, he's obviously working for the villain, but he still plays more or less fair. His little quips about things are always pretty funny. Monokuma's just like an entertaining character, so for me, he's like an A-tier kind of guy. Leon is a C-tier dude for me. I really don't have much to say about him. I think he's remembered a lot more for being the first killer and the first guy that gets executed, rather than, like, Leon the person, you know? I feel like Sayaka, I'll just put Sayaka in the same tier, because to me they're kind of similar. Like, Sayaka is more remembered for being the first person in Danganronpa to get killed. And for both of these guys, I just don't have very much to say about them. I don't have a negative opinion about them, but I don't have a particularly positive one either. Like, I genuinely probably couldn't have a discussion about either of these people for any longer than a few minutes. But they're both fine. I don't hate them. They are there. By the power of gaming. Yeah, I love Chiaki. Love my little gamer waifu. Just like with Byakuya, there either is a Chiaki video already out, or there will be one. But Chiaki's great, such a sweet, positive character. What I was expecting when I found out she was the ultimate gamer was that she was going to be a bunch of epic gaming references and not really much else. But there really is a lot more going on with her. She's sweet, she's very smart, she's one of the more intelligent people in the Danganronpa 2 cast. Like, her, Hajime, and Komaeda, they're like the investigation team, you know? And she's just a sweetheart. I tend to like just, like, nice, sweet girls, you know? She reminds me a lot of Fuki Yamagishi from Persona 3, actually. And god, what happens to her in the Despair arc is so sad. That's obviously, like, the real version of her. But god, dude, she just gets fucked up. It's a really hard scene to watch. And the way she united the Danganronpa 2 class, just through, like, simple human kindness, it's kind of like what Kaede does, actually. But yeah, Chiaki, love her to pieces. Might be my favorite Danganronpa character, if not definitely my favorite. I don't know if I want to say that. She's in a tie with somebody else from Danganronpa 2, but absolutely, like, top 5, I would say, favorite Danganronpa characters. Love Chiaki. Hagakure. I like Hagakure. I guess he sort of fits the bill as the positive bro character, because there's usually one in each game, like, Soda is him for 2, and then Kaito is, like, your positive bro guy in V3. So I guess Hagakure kind of fits that role. Yeah, Hagakure, he's alright. Not one of my favorite, like, out of the survivors that really lasted to the end. But he was okay. I think his whole shtick about, like, how his predictions are always accurate 30% of the time or whatever is pretty funny. But he's a fun dude. Tengen. What to say about Tengen? So he was the one who orchestrated the killing game in Danganronpa 3. I thought he was kind of neat. He was one of the more interesting characters from that thing, but that's not saying a lot. Him orchestrating the killing game to get Mitarai to broadcast his video is, like, kind of interesting. But he's fine. Like I said, he's slightly more interesting than some of his contemporaries, but not enough to make me, like him or think he's all that interesting, but he's fine. He exists. Let's do another protagonist. Shuichi or Makoto? I'll do Makoto. So, I like Naegi a lot. I like Makoto. He's such an innocent, sweet kind of guy. I like how he's literally only there out of good luck, and his luck is very different from Komaida's. Like, Komaida just has consistent good luck, whereas Naegi's kind of pops up seemingly at random. Like, I'm not gay, but I think Makoto is really, really cute. And he's a bit more of a passive, shy kind of guy. Like, Shuichi is definitely the shyer, out of all the protagonists. And I don't know, I've always just had a soft spot for Naegi. You know, his pursuit of hope has always kind of stuck with me. I spy with my little eye, Teru Hanamura. Do I want to put Teru up there? He's kind of a one-note kind of guy. Teru. I don't know, I'm hovering between B and C. I'll put him in B. I like Teru. I think he's a fun little guy. Like, he's perverted, but he's not, like, in a violent, like, weird kind of way. He cracks a lot of dirty jokes, but he has a genuine passion for cooking. I like Teru's outlook on life. Good food, good women, good living, you know, I don't think he ever said that. It's a nice philosophy to live by. Who next? This Tsumugi's kind of staring at me. So, Tsumugi is the mastermind of V3, and that completely caught me off guard. I was not expecting the mastermind to be somebody that was still in the group. I was expecting it to be like somebody who died or faked their death or whatever. But no, Tsumugi shows up completely just fucking... God, dude. The way she transforms into every other Danganronpa character is insane. And she pulls off the whole I'm just a plain Jane kind of thing really well, to the point where I never really suspected her of being much of anything. You know, I thought she was just gonna be, she's nice, she's, she's kind of plain, she has a real passion for cosplaying. Like, not the deepest character in the world, there you go, she survives. But no, no indeed. Absolutely just, like, I think that Tsumugi kinda, like, bottles up her entire character and then just fucking explodes at the end. Kind of like what Junko does, you know? Like, Junko apparently, supposedly died in the beginning of 1, but it was actually Mukuru, and then she just shows up and fucking blows up with so much character and personality. And I think Tsumugi kind of does a similar thing. So for that reason, I'm gonna put her in B. Oh, we almost done. We almost have, like, 1 row left. Gonta. I liked Gonta a lot, dude. I was hoping Gonta would survive, but sadly, no. Okay, here we are, about 24 hours later. This is like a big project. I took a break, and I was like, I'm gonna come back to it later, and now it's the next day. The magic of video editing. Okay, where were we? Oh, there's a lot of boys I like a lot now. Hey, let's get, Kaito. I'm gonna put Kaito... Kaito is a pretty solid A tier for me. Initially, I was kind of like, yeah, he's okay. He seems like he's gonna be, like, kind of like Soda. And he was. He filled that niche of being, like, the bro character. But something about his, like, honest personality and his keep on trying, you know, make yourself better outlook on things, I thought was really, I like that a lot. Plus, he's a man that's, you know, he's running out of time and he wants to do the most that he can. And I think his relationship with Shuichi and Maki is really cool. It's like, dude, he was willing to get himself executed for a dude like Oma to work together to help fulfill his, like, insane scheme. So yeah, Kaito, liked him a lot. Definitely one of my favorite Danganronpa V3 characters. He's a cool dude. A tier for sure. Oh, look at that. We've only got one row left. The rest of these are literally who's. Okay, who am I gonna pop on the thing next? Let's go with Nekomaru. I like Nekomaru, but I wouldn't say he was one of my favorites. He's like kinda in between A and B, but I'm just gonna put him in B to be safe. I liked him, but he never did that much to really super stand out for me. I like the part when he comes back as a robot. I like how he's also this really strong dude who has obviously seen some shit in some fights in his day. Like, when he's about to fight Gundam, he's like, yeah, this killing intent, this atmosphere is great. So I like Nekomaru. Not one of my all-time favorite characters, but he's in the middle for me. Like, I liked him out of the Danganronpa 2 cast more than people like Hiyoko or Mahiru, but he doesn't quite do enough for me to get him into this A tier. But overall, Nekomaru is pretty good. Yeah, let's knock some of these dingos out of the way. Bandai is basically a character that exists to be a joke. Like, his whole thing is that he's this big black dude, but then he's got, like, a woman's voice. And other than that, there's nothing to the guy. He just dies so fast. It's like, I can't, like, there's nowhere else for me to put him other than C. Yeah, you know what? Himiko. I ended up liking Himiko a lot. I was pretty happy that she ended up being one of the 3 people that survived. I like her design a lot. I like her little pouty lip and the whole, like, mage aesthetic. She's not a magician. She's a mage. And I just like seeing kind of her development throughout the story. She really goes through some shit, man. Like, the second trial where it's, like, everybody's like, yeah, you obviously killed Ryoma. It was your trick. And then in trial 3, losing both Angie and Tenko. Like, the poor girl really just goes through, like, blow after blow after blow, and she ends up surviving through all of it, and ends up a stronger person because of it. Okay, let's do the old 1, 2, 3, V3 trick. Who do we have left from 1? Chihiro, Junko, is that it? Yep. Oh, and Kirigiri, duh. I did forget Kirigiri. Okay, you know what, let's do Kirigiri. This one might get me into trouble. I hate Kirigiri, no, okay, yeah, Kirigiri is like a B tier for me. I don't know, I don't hate her, she's just kind of there for me. I totally see the appeal. It just, like, she doesn't quite do it for me. Maybe if I played through Danganronpa 1 again, I would kind of get it more. But yeah, Kirigiri's fine. I think, like, out of all the survivors, like, the people that last to the very end, she might... Well, no, because Toko's there. She's, like, tied for Toko. Yeah, Kirigiri, she's okay, she doesn't quite do it for me, but I see the appeal. Somebody from 2, Baby Gangster. I don't know if he's close, he's really close to being in Hope tier, but I think I'm gonna drop him into S. Yeah, Fuyuhiko's great, he kind of serves that, like, somewhat antagonistic asshole role that, like, Byakuya has. For whatever reason, I tend to really like the sorta kinda bad guy that's, like, mostly just an asshole. But yeah, I'm glad Baby Gangster lasted to the very end. You know, I really liked seeing his character development. I liked seeing how the death of Pecha Yama affected him. You know, I liked seeing him open up and kind of start to trust the other people in the group. And like, damn, remember when he splits open his stomach just to show, like, his resolve? You know, that's good. I like characters that are committed, you know, that have that resolve and that drive to keep going. So yeah, Fuyuhiko, super good. One of my favorite Danganronpa 2 boys. Somebody from 3. We're running out of the people from 3, thank God. This guy. I'm kind of tempted to put this guy in D. Yeah, you know what? This guy goes in D tier because he literally fucked up everything and didn't tell Munakata about Junko. This guy, like, is indirectly responsible for the collapse of society. Oh god, he's such an idiot. Like, there's so many dudes from that show that are just dumb people. It's like, I don't have a problem with people that make mistakes, you know, like, Kaede's all the way up here, she made a pretty bad mistake. Like, Fuyuhiko fucked some things up. But it's like, it's the sheer lack of competency from this guy that makes me put him all the way down here. He's, like, really not an interesting character. He has the whole thing going on with, like, the one-sided gayness to Munakata, which I think is kind of interesting, but it's like, that also doomed society. So, I don't know, this guy, I think he's a solid D tier for me. Like, I have more respect for the villains and the people that are fucking things up on purpose than the people that, like, just make mistakes and fuck up. Well, I don't know, this he's an idiot. Maki Roll. I liked Maki Roll. I feel like her and Kirigiri are kind of similar characters. They're both sort of deadpan, don't really want to, like, open up. But I think that it was through Kaito and Shuichi's, like, influence on her that made me like her more. Maybe it's just because it's, like, more fresh in my memory, but I felt more... Like, I just felt more towards Maki's development and, like, seeing her open up than I did for Kirigiri, necessarily. And seeing her end up falling in love with Kaito, I thought was neat. Like, Danganronpa really doesn't do a whole lot of romance kind of stuff. Like, not between other characters that aren't the protagonists. When they do, it's treated more as kind of like a joke, you know, like Toko's whole thing with Byakuya, and, like, Soda's thing with Sonya, but it's always a one-sided, crush. It's like, it's played more for laughs than it is, like, necessarily a character development kind of thing. But no, with Maki, it's, like, an actually pivotal part of her development. Seeing her end up falling in love with somebody. And kind of learning to accept a little bit of vulnerability. Because before, she was like an unbreachable castle. So I like Maki. I think she's pretty cool. Not one of my favorites, but she's pretty good. Let's see. We have a lot more V3 guys than anything else. It doesn't really matter. You know what? I liked Ryoma a lot. I am almost tempted to put him in S tier. I feel like if he lasted a little bit longer, then he would have been in S tier. But I liked Ryoma's character arc a lot. I, like, weirdly, sadly, kind of related. Like, I felt so bad for the dude, because his whole thing is, like, he's trying to find a reason to keep going. And then he gets his motivation video, and it's just like, nah, there's nothing here. Like, that hurt my soul, dude. You know, I've been in rough spots where I'm, like, trying to find the thing to keep going for. So I can relate to that. And I also think it's kind of funny how he's just, like, this little tiny short dude who's, like, killed somebody. So even though his appearance is funny, like, the person himself is very sad and, like, kind of relatable, unfortunately for me. See, I was kind of expecting him to survive, like, maybe not to the very end, but at least longer. Like, I thought his character arc was gonna go, like, he was gonna find the thing to keep living for, you know? But instead, the opposite happens, and his life is just like, yeah, you got nothing, bro. And then he just gives up, and I think that's really, really sad. Oh, man, it's almost done. Chihiro. I like Chihiro a lot. Do I want to put them in S tier? I think I do. Yeah, I like Chihiro a lot. Not only is Chihiro just, like, super cute, but there's also the whole, like, I relate a lot to the lack of self-esteem sort of thing. I think it's really sad that, like, his pursuit of betterment is what ended up getting him killed. But even after he's dead, his presence still kind of lingers on because of alter ego, and then, like, in Danganronpa 2, he shows up in the, like, the virtual, like, the alter ego program is the one running the simulation. So even after he's gone, you still kind of feel his influence. But yeah, Chihiro's awesome. Like, his was the first Danganronpa death that made me feel like I had lost somebody that I cared about and personally liked. And out of the people from Danganronpa 1, anyways, that end up getting killed, like, Chihiro's is the one that affected me the most, and the one that I'd say I still think about the most. But yeah, Chihiro's great, really good character, pretty good. You know what, it's about time we bop somebody up into Hope tier. Nagito Komaeda. I have a whole, like, 40-ish minutes long video where we just talk about Komaeda, and how he's one of the most interesting Danganronpa characters. He's so good, dude. Like, such a stage presence, such just, like, an interesting philosophy. Like, even if you hate the guy, you have to admit he's entertaining. And Danganronpa 2 really wouldn't be the same without him. He's so great as this villainous kind of force that isn't Monokuma. And he's just, like, he's great. Like, go watch the Komaeda video if you want to hear my very in-depth thoughts about the man. But he's awesome. Love Komaeda. Alright, I'll do a V3. Miyu. I like Miyu. Her potty mouth reminds me a lot of Shimonetta, A Boring World where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist. But her, like, potty mouth was always so entertaining. I was always looking forward to seeing what new ways she could be, like, gross and lewd. And she's just, like, really funny. Fun fact, in the files of Danganronpa V3, there's actually a sprite of her holding a dildo. But they obviously weren't allowed to use it because of how, like, risque that is. I'm pretty sure the dildo is, like, censored, but either way. The way she would, like, tease the male characters being like, yeah, you want to bust a nut, don't you? And make fun of every other female character for having small tits was, like, always really funny. And I felt pretty bad when she ended up dead, because her particular style of comedy was just not going to be there anymore. Plus, she's like a mad scientist kind of person, which is cool, but she uses her genius for really stupid stuff, like analyzing turds. But yeah, Miyu's pretty funny. I like Miyu. Enoshima Junko-chan. If you had asked me before I saw the Danganronpa 3 anime, Junko would be in a pretty solid A tier. But ever since then, I almost want to put her in C, but I think I'm gonna pop her into B tier. Because at the end of the day, she is still the same bombastic, like, all eyes are on her when Junko is on the screen. But after what she does in the Danganronpa 3 anime, where she brings the whole, like, the Danganronpa 2 people to despair, and what she does to my beloved Chiaki, like, I really can't enjoy her in the same way anymore. You know, she's good. She made for just an amazing twist villain at the end of 1. But my enjoyment of her has definitely dissipated as the years have gone by. Shuichi. Shuichi is probably my favorite of the protagonists. I thought the whole Kaede, like, passing on her status as the protagonist to him was really interesting, and then you end up, like, towards the end of the trial, getting her executed. I thought just from, like, a gameplay and storytelling perspective, that was really, really cool. But I also like seeing his journey of just developing confidence and learning to trust in his own skills as the ultimate detective. Also, his voice in Japanese is, like, really, really cute. But yeah, Shuichi's awesome. I really enjoyed going through V3 through his eyes. And I like seeing his relationship with, like, Kaede and Kaito and Maki and, just, like, the whole rest of the cast, really. Like, Makoto is really close to being my favorite, but I think Shuichi just barely edges him out. Mitarai. I'm gonna put Mitarai in B tier. I think I enjoyed seeing Mitarai's journey quite a bit. I liked how he's kind of like this really depressed dude, and how he was a part of the Danganronpa 2 class, but he switched with the imposter, I thought was pretty interesting. And also, it was like his technology that basically let Junko do what she did. And, you know, throughout the Danganronpa 3 anime, I was kind of rooting for the guy. I was like, you know what? I like this guy. I hope he doesn't get killed. And it turns out it was all a big elaborate scheme from Tengen to get him to broadcast his Hope video and, like, brainwash the world. So I thought he was pretty fun. I thought that his talent as, like, the ultimate animator was neat. So Mitarai, he's pretty okay. He gets a pass. Oh man, we only got 2 left. I'll save, let's do Soda. Soda is pretty good. I'm tempted. Do I want to put him in S? Nah, I'll leave him in A. I think he's good in A. Soda's awesome. I'd say that between him and Kaito as, like, the bro character, I like them about the same. But yeah, Soda's good. I'm really glad he ended up surviving to the end like he did. Kind of a goofball, not like the smartest guy in the world, but he does have a particular skill set and, like, a certain intelligence about him. I think he's smarter than he thinks he is. But I really enjoyed his broship with Hajime. I liked his relationship with Sonya a lot. Soda's a cool guy. And now, for the very final, the last boy on Earth, Oma. Hope tier, bada bing. Why do I like these shit starter characters so much? I just noticed, like, except for Chiaki, all of my favorite characters are the people that are trying to fuck with things. But man, Oma is so good. There either is already an Oma video or there will be one. But Oma's great. Such a shit starter, such a fun personality, even if he messes a lot of things up. I think, like, at the end of it, he did have good intentions. It's just, like the one Frank Sinatra song, he did it his way. Oma's great, kept V3 just being this fucking roller coaster ride. Love the man to pieces. So yeah, this is, I think this is it. Let me do one more double check just to make sure I still agree with myself. Hope tier, yeah. S tier, yeah, it's pretty much right. A tier, yeah, it's good. B tier's fine. Yeah, this is good, I agree with myself. So yeah, this is my hot Danganronpa character tier list. I hope you enjoyed. This was a very long video. Maybe you enjoyed it while you were fucking playing a game or something. I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you don't hate me after seeing my opinions. Thank you.